Hey everybody. So this is a follow-up reaction. This is coming at you right on the heels of Since I've Been Loving You by Page and Plant. Their October 13th concert, 1995 October 13th concert. And what I promised in that reaction is that I was going to go right into Michael Noland's top 10 Jimmy Page guitar solos with Led Zeppelin. So let's do that, man. If you guys are not aware, I've recently been turned on to a really excellent channel called The Bottom Line, and it's hosted by Michael Noland. Excellent guy, man, and the way he expresses and breaks things down is really fantastic. So I've subscribed to his channel. He's only been around a couple of months, so after you check this out, I know you're gonna like him. So go on over to his channel, man, subscribe, and let's get a subscription up, definitely over 1,000 subscribers. So without further ado, I'm curious to check out his list of Jimmy Page's top 10 guitar solos with Zeppelin. Let's get it.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Bottom Line. Michael Noland here, and tonight I'm going to give my top 10 choices of Jimmy Page's very best solos while he was with Led Zeppelin. Now, as many of you already know, I've done quite a few reviews of the Led Zeppelin albums in the last 3 months. I always give a few days of just nothing but listening to these songs before I actually write my review or even begin to shoot. You see, as I've been re-listening to these albums, I've been making a secret list of my very favorite Jimmy Page Led Zeppelin solos.
This guy's the only critic that I like.
Now, during all of my research, my re-listening to these songs so very intently, I have narrowed it down to 15 possibilities. Wow. But I'm going to shorten that list even further. Tonight, the top 10 Jimmy Page solos with Led Zeppelin. But first, a quick thank you to all of our subscribers, all of our viewers. The channel has almost reached its first 1,000 subscribers.
He tells you why.
You know, when I looked into starting a channel, all the experts told me that it takes at least a year, and that's if you know what you're doing, to get your first 1,000 subscribers. You know, this channel is 6 months and 8 days old as of tonight's filming. And it didn't really gain its focus until about 3 months after starting on October 28th. So you can only imagine my surprise on how much this channel has grown in a mere 3 months. So a big thank you. You know, this was our 4th goal for this channel, to reach 1,000, and we're almost there. If you haven't subscribed yet, just hit that subscribe to the tribe button, hit that top bell notification, and you'll be notified of all my future videos. All right, so without any further ado, let's get on to position number 10. From their magnificent double album, Physical Graffiti, In My Time of Dying. All right, you know, first of all, every time I listen to this song, I can't even begin to believe that Jimmy Page isn't considered one of the top slide guitarists in the world. He is fantastic on this song. All right, so the first thing you notice about Jimmy's guitar playing on this song is it sounds tonally different, doesn't it? And that's because he wisely chose, like he would on another couple of Led Zeppelin choice cuts, to play his guitar parts through his Dan Electro guitar. But you know, you can talk about his slide playing all you want. You can talk about all the tonal changes, and those alone would have gotten this song on the list. But it is the emotive quality of this playing. It evokes emotion, doesn't it? It's just such a wonderful track to begin with. And you know, this is Jimmy Page at the absolute top of his game. All right, so this next one was a tough decision for me. It was either going to be Celebration Day off of Led Zeppelin's wonderful 3rd album, or this one. And this is the one that finally made the cut. And of course, I'm talking about the magnificent Heartbreaker. You know, for the first couple of minutes in this song, you think it's just basically just another great Led Zeppelin tune, right? You'd be wrong, and I'll tell you why. At 2 minutes and 2 seconds, Jimmy does some of the most impossible guitar licks I've ever heard in my life, and not only just impossible sounding riffs, but the feel that he manages to get with this song is truly one of his very best Led Zeppelin solos ever. All right, next up, from their third album, Led Zeppelin 3, you just knew this song had to be on my list. The wonderful Since I've Been Loving You. You know, just on the riffability of this song alone, just his playing of the solos on this song would have nailed this song on this top 10 list. But that's not the only reason it's in this position. And the reason it's in this position is because of all of Jimmy's playing in contrast to Robert Plant's vocals. He represents the subconscious thoughts of the narrator as the man has come to realize that his woman hasn't been true to him, and that as soon as he opens his front door, there's a back door slam. We know what this song's about, and Jimmy's approach, his guitar work, representing the subconscious, almost frantic reasonings of the narrator, place this song as not only great guitar playing, but art incarnate as far as I'm concerned.
Grabs the
just for Jimmy's basic guitar playing. I'm not talking about the actual solo part here. Just his guitar playing on this song in general, minus the solo, would get this song on this list. And of course, I'm talking about the song from their magnificent Presence album, Achilles' Last Stand. You know, I've discussed in my past videos what this song is all about. It's basically a song where the narrator is recognizing a season in his life, and he sees the need for change. He likens his old life to the cold, harsh reality of the North, and this new life taking flight with the birds on their way down south, right? But to represent the icy conditions that he has recognized within this song is Jimmy Page's icy guitar licks here. And not just guitar licks here. Some of these licks are impossibly fast, if you ask me. But then comes his wonderful solo, soaring, even slow at times, to again impossibly fast riffing, and culminating, if you notice, the solo starts off icy, just like the rhythm track guitars are icy, right? But as this solo culminates, it starts to sound warm. How is that accomplished? It's accomplished by a warmer delay, folks, and it's wonderful. It's Jimmy at his very best, and I don't know why this album in general doesn't rank higher on a lot of people's lists. All right, so next up, The Wizard Has a Wand. And from their very first album, I choose in my next spot the magnificent Dazed and Confused. You know, we've covered the lore behind Jimmy even approaching a violin bow to the guitar. He had gotten the idea from actor David McCallum's father. David McCallum, of course, most famous for playing Ilya Kuryakin on The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And his father just asked Jimmy Page why no one had ever thought of this approach to guitar playing. The seed was planted and Jimmy started thinking. And the very best results of this thought process is this magnificent tune. This is no mere gimmick that Jimmy's giving us here. He almost paints this song to life with this approach to guitar playing. This song becomes grander in its scope, mainly because Jimmy approaches this song as a painter, brushing strokes across it in such a magnificent fashion. And you know, it's no joke. When I first heard this song, it truly left me for a moment dazed and confused. All right, next up from the album
a good
Physical
list so
Graffiti, and not the only song from this album, of course, on this list tonight, the magnificent acoustic finger picking from Jimmy on the song Bron-Yr-Aur. Now, I know I'm not pronouncing that the old Celtic
Bron-Yr-Aur?
way, forgive me. One of our viewers already corrected me on that, and I did make an attempt to remember it, but 3 or 4 days later, it flew right out of my head. So I'll call it Bron-Yr-Aur for tonight.
3 years
but
later,
you know,
I'm still
it's
getting
his
correct.
playing on this. I do a bit of finger picking on the acoustic guitar, and I'm nowhere near the level that it takes to play this piece. But it's not just his wonderful playing. Once again, it's the tones that Jimmy chooses to present this wonderful and intricate bit
Spirit
of guitar
of his
playing.
delivery.
And another reason it's on the list tonight, I'm trying to cover different aspects of Jimmy's guitar playing here tonight. And his acoustic, Celtic, alternate tuning approach could not better be represented than this magnificent piece. All right,
cool
just
coming
fitting
from a
perfectly into
from a
this
musician's
position
point of view.
is the magnificent guitar work and solo work by Jimmy on the amazing recording No Quarter. You know, this whole song began with a lot of John Paul Jones' basic structuring of the main theme of
That'd
this
be in
song,
my top
right?
5,
It's not
for
even
sure.
until 1 minute and 2 seconds that we even begin to hear where Jimmy wants to take this song from time to time. But at that point, we see that this song will slip in and out of 2 major themes throughout its recording. They then repeat these 2 themes along with Robert's amazing vocals. At a little over 3 minutes, we see that John Paul Jones is left to explore this progression further. He starts peppering in through the keyboards almost jazzy notes. It's only on repeated listenings that you realize these are guide notes for Jimmy to follow. All of these basic flavorings will not only be heeded, but Jimmy will actually use those actual notes in a solo you never thought would come from his fingertips. And by that I mean, this is Jimmy, the jazz guitarist. This is a solo that most of the best jazz players on the planet would have been proud to record, man. Just for this major centralized solo, I would have chosen this song in the top 10. But it's his further work after this major solo. He starts developing themes between the left and the right side. It's wonderful. And this is Jimmy, the professional guy in the studio, heating and creating, but actually reading a map that John Paul Jones so expertly provides for him. All right, for this next position, we go right back to the beginning. Not only Led Zeppelin's first album, but their very first track on that album. And of course, I'm talking about Good Times, Bad Times. Now, in a past video, I chose this solo to represent what I considered Jimmy at his very best. I discussed that his very first solo approach in this song is almost an impossible climb to achieve. At the speed in which he achieves this guitar work, it's amazing. In the second part of the song, he does the exact opposite approach, going down the neck at an even faster and more blazing speed. The accompanying guitar work around this solo work makes this song one of my very favorite Led Zeppelin songs of all time. All right, next position, A Whole Lot of Love. You know what? This has got to be in everybody's top 10 list. The sounds that Jimmy creates on this song are wonderful. The riffing is wonderful. His whole approach, every single thing he does on this song was new and never heard before. And you know, this is a perfect example of why I call Jimmy Page the Wizard. The magic spell he weaves here begins at 1 minute and 42 seconds. Here we hear guitars emulating almost human breath, and then the sounds of winds, and then, of all things, an almost zipper-like effect supplied expertly by Jimmy Page here. This sound collage alone would have gotten an honorable mention in tonight's video,
like me, is
but
Jimmy
his
your
riffing at
favorite musician of all
305
time?
cements the
Let me
deal
know
as
who
far as
is.
I'm concerned. This is Jimmy Page, the wizard, weaving a magic spell for all to hear. All right, next up, you knew it had to be on this list. You guys let me know if it's properly placed or not. The magnificent, the wonderful Stairway to Heaven. You know, this song would have gotten an honorable mention just based on his wonderful chordal playing in this marvelous progression. Right. So laid back, and yet somehow just as prominent as Robert's wonderful vocals here. Here is Studio Jimmy servicing the song at the proper moment. Right. At 5 minutes and 55 seconds, Jimmy not only launches into a solo that is also known very well for its whole tonal approach. He plays some of the best lead guitar in this section that is on record anywhere. You know, for many people, this song is the magnus opus for Led Zeppelin, right? And he takes this magnificent song and tames it to his own will. And in the last few seconds of this song, with some of his fastest playing, he then slows down the entire band, with Bonzo following absolutely neck and neck with him. One of their very best endings to any song ever. You know, Stairway to Heaven has got to be on just about everybody's top 10 list. All right, so that covers the video for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, consider giving us a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. All you do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, then hit that top bell notification, of course, and you'll be notified of all of my future videos. If you've been seeing any names in front of me, these are brand new subscribers. I always give a shout out at the end of my videos to any new subscribers who have joined the tribe. And to all of our recent new subscribers, all I can say is welcome to the tribe. Right. All right, guys, that covers it for tonight. I'm Michael Noland. This, of course, is The Bottom Line, and I'll see you in my next video.
Oh, look at that. Nice. That's a very nicely kept backyard, brother. Keeping yourself on the grind and staying in balance. It's beautiful. Right on. Hey, excellent list, Michael. Damn, that was great. Really good countdown. I love how you break things down, and I like how you tell why, you know? And yeah, I agree with you where it comes to Stairway to Heaven, the construct of the song, what Jimmy does with it, how he leads things, and how he slows things down in the end. It's very climactic, and man, I'm telling you, that song will basically just arrest everyone's imagination, and it doesn't matter what genre you were brought up on. That is the song, that is the breakthrough song. Stairway to Heaven, on point. I totally agree with your list here, man, and I like the way you break down your explanation of No Quarter. Again, one of my favorite Jimmy Page solo works, man, and there's so many, but yeah, you know what, Michael, your list is fantastic, man. Really excellent. I didn't expect anything less. So let's talk about Michael for a minute here. Michael Noland. Now, I've given the channel a bit of a spotlight 2 weeks ago, and I really appreciate how Michael goes about his explanation and breaking things down. I like his scientific mind, and I like how he expresses his thoughts. It's really cool, and you can follow along. It's not convoluted or anything like that. He is, in my opinion, the perfect critic. In the world of music critics and rock critics and, you know, all of these pinheads that call themselves critics, this guy would be a shooting star, wouldn't he? This is what I'm talking about. We should make Michael Noland a damn music critic for sure. Anyway, let's do this. So his channel is called The Bottom Line, and he's got, right now as I'm looking at his page, 990 subscribers. So just 10 away, man. I'm telling you, y'all, if you appreciate anything that I've done on my channel for the past 3 years, get your ass over to Michael's channel and subscribe to that, you know, because especially if you are a Led Zeppelin fan, and if you are a fan that appreciates music for anything more than just the surface level of entertainment, you're definitely going to find some value in what he's got to present. Absolutely, man. You know what I want to do? A lot of my subscribers are also his. So let's read a little bit of what the subscribers have to say about this. The live version, this is Mark Schifo. The live version of In My Time of Dying in 75 is so scary, unbelievable. A must watch for all Zepp heads. Earl's Court 75. Absolutely. I totally agree, Mark. Pacifico 42. Through your series, you've reignited my appreciation and passion for Zeppelin. Right on. Excellent. The R&B Show says, another great Zepp video. Jimmy is an undisputed master. Imagine that bow in the hands of a lesser player. Yeah, that would be like bug music. You remember that episode of the Flintstones when their relatives came down from the mountains? You know, they're a bunch of hillbillies, and the only way to get rid of them was to play bug music. That would be bug music in the hands of a lesser player. It would be a silly, dated gimmick. Jimmy's artistry turns it into a stunning outlet. What a beautiful tapestry he wove for this epic band. You're absolutely right, man. And I don't believe that I've seen anyone else take up the bow after Jimmy Page. And it would probably be out of fear of not representing and not being as good, if not better. You know, if you're going to do something like that, make it as good, if not better. And it's the same way with music. We're talking Led Zeppelin here. What am I referring to? What's in my mind? What's in my mind is, hey, what can I do? And I'm not even going to mention the name of the band, but they butchered that version of a Led Zeppelin song. If you're going to take a great song, make sure that it's just as good, if not better. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with all songs across the board. I can think of a whole bunch of covers where, you know, it's kind of like, how dare you even touch this magnificence? This is hallowed ground. Don't go there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the R&B Show is referring to about a lesser player touching that bow. All right. John Yaruso says, I was in a band in the 70s. We had a jazz guitar player fill in one night and we played Stairway. When we got to the solo, he did a jazz solo. It was technically excellent, but it didn't work at all. Jimmy was one of the best guitar writers and producers. He was missing the sway, the swag, the spirit of the delivery. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that is why this guy is my favorite guitarist. That is why. Well, it's not the reason why he's my favorite musician of all time. He's my favorite musician of all time because of his vision, because of how he was tuning into, how he was seeking his bliss, how he was searching, how he was taking the road less traveled, and of course his realization that he needed to have a collaboration of people support him, people who were like-minded, just as bold and brave as he was, to walk with him, following down a certain avenue, you know, blaze a trail that was not really already established. So there's a lot of reasons. I could break that down for you in bullet points, but you guys probably already know. What a great list. I'm not sure of the order, but can't argue with it. I think it depends on the day or mood. This is why Page is better than Van Halen. Ooh. Sure, Eddie can shred faster and is technically cleaner, but does not have anywhere near the emotion, soul, or creativity. You see what I'm saying? Spirit of his delivery, man. This is what makes Jimmy Page the great person that he is, the great musician that he is. Speaking of which, I just have to say my favorite guitar solo of all time just has to be Hendrix's Machine Gun off of Band of Gypsies. Beyond innovation, this one is channeled in from another dimension. Absolutely true, man. I certainly would not argue that at all. This is from, damn, your username is confusing, dude. Or lady. 36 Karpatoruski. I'm not gonna try and read that again. All right, man. Let's read one more. Oh, Helene. Hello, Helene, aka Evelyn. Hi, Michael. Helene here. This was a great list. I have the Rain song in there as Jimmy's very best acoustic playing in my opinion. But in general, I agree with your list. Yeah, Helene, Evelyn, the Rain song, one of those great essential Led Zeppelin songs that knocked my head off when I was still kind of wading into Led Zeppelin. It really, really got me. And again, here's a little history about that. I walked into my reaction channel with an attitude. How would I explain this? I was not a fan of love songs. Sappy ass, corny ass love song. But I had to learn myself that there's a difference between love songs and ballads. And this was that breakthrough moment that made me keep an open mind about it. And when I learned the history behind the song and how it came about, it really, really made me appreciate the ballads. And when I saw this in the film, this part of the film, I really loved this performance. I was like, even though I'm reacting by myself after that performance was done, I gave an ovation. I almost stood up. All right. Helene says, what's so cool though, Michael, isn't just your expert breakdowns, but your wonderful enthusiasm for your subject matter. Absolutely on point. Your passion for this music and the joy that it gives to you is obvious to see, and it never fails to put a smile on my face. It's infectious. Thanks for all the time you devote to these postings. And she's got these emojis with some smiley faces, Lovejoy faces. That's cool. Oh, and Michael responds, wow, thank you, Helene. I do love this music so much. It's been such an important part of my life and has even been a lifesaver more than once. I know what you're saying. The power of music. I always get the same vibes from you as well. By the way, the Rain song was one of my original 15 I chose. It's missed the list by 2 spots, so I agree with you regarding how wonderful Jimmy is on that track. Absolutely. Nice interaction between the two of you. You guys are going to be best buds. All right. So, man, that concludes our look at Michael Noland. Man, I really like this guy very much. Michael, I used to drive down from Seattle all the way down to Jacksonville every year, and I would visit my friend Jack. He used to be in the Navy with me. Jack in Jacksonville. I used to get a chuckle out of that. And it was an annual trek. And right now, as I speak, if Jack was still alive, if he was still with us, I would be driving down to see him. So when I drive down to the States again through meandering all the way through, I make stops along the way and that sort of thing. I'll make sure that I look you up, find where you are, take you out for lunch, shake your hand. Okay? We'll definitely do that. Helene, I want to do the same thing with you. So I probably won't be doing that for the next year or so. There's still a little bit of healing. Jack passed just recently, and then on the heels of that, I also lost a couple of other military friends. So it would be just too fresh of an open wound to be doing that right now at this moment. So I'm still in that state of healing. But I do want to get back down there, and my destination is always Florida. I want to meet Kellen Rich. I had an opportunity last year and I missed it. So I want to do that. And so getting down to Florida is a really big thing. So on my nice trek downwards, I'll definitely make sure that I stop in and say hello. All right, man, you're a great guy and you're doing really excellent things for your channel, and I just totally love your list here, man. So guys, this is it, man. The bottom line, Michael Noland. Let's get over to that channel and subscribe, okay? I'm assuming that hopefully my reaction right before this one, the Since I've Been Loving You live reaction, is going to make it onto YouTube. If it doesn't, I know that this will make it onto YouTube. Go and look for that particular reaction. You know my format by now. But fingers crossed that both of them are gonna make it on. It's like a 1-2 format, so that's what I'm hoping. Anyways, thanks very much, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing some more reactions to your excellent content down the road, Michael. Anyways, guys, take care, have a good one, and let me think now. No, this is not the last of my Led Zeppelin type stuff. Helene Evelyn, she is going to be, I believe, no, Amy's got something for me too, indirectly to Led Zeppelin, but in the next couple of days, you'll see a little bit more Led Zeppelin type activity between Helene, aka Evelyn, and Amy, and then that will conclude pretty much my Led Zeppelin reactions. By the way, I'm going to compile all of my Led Zeppelin reactions in one playlist on my channel because it's scattered all over the place. And then what's not on my YouTube playlist is also on my Vimeo playlist, right? So half of all of my Led Zeppelin reactions are actually on Vimeo as well. But I will take the time to compile that list, and get this, y'all. I have done over 250 Led Zeppelin reactions, right? So I'm gonna put all of that in a playlist for you. Anyways, this is Michael's video. So have a good one, take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.